Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching this video. And today we're going to be talking about Dickinson, Season 3, Episode 6. So we're going to get right to it. So we see Emily, Mrs. Dickinson, and Vinny making housewife kits for the soldiers. And then in comes Mr. Dickinson talking about getting the carriage. We're going to a lunatic asylum for women because he has this opportunity there to meet with the head doctor and become a trustee. But Mrs. Dickinson was telling Emily, she was like, I'm not going, don't make me go. I think your father is trying to lock me away. She was thinking after she put on that big show in the last episode and fell down them stairs, he was going to send her away to the asylum. But she did end up going with the rest of the family and meeting the head doctor and checking out the asylum. The doctor did name off a list of things for you to be able to check into the asylum, and one of them was being really sad and grieving. And that's when Mr. Dickinson was like, Mrs. Dickinson was just grieving over the death of her sister. She said, no, I'm not. I'm over her. She was not trying to get checked up in there. But the doctor was eyeing Emily because Emily was hearing noises, but she couldn't figure out what they were. But they actually were women screaming. And she was like, do you hear that? Or maybe it's in my head. And the doctor was like, do you always hear things in your head? And the family was like, well, yeah, she does. Throwing her right under the bus. The doctor was like, interesting. Emily decided to walk around and check out a few things, and that's when she saw her friend Abby. Her husband done checked her into the insane asylum, and Emily was like, I'm gonna break you out. This is a violation of women's rights. So Emily started a protest, and that's when the doctor told Mr. Dickinson, Emily is a lunatic. I think she should stay here for a while, or maybe even forever. The doctor thought it was ridiculous that Emily started a protest for women's rights. He was like, if you don't sign her in here, then you can't be a trustee. And I was like, I know this man not about to sign away his daughter. I know he not. And he didn't. I would have had to jump through that TV. He was like, nah, I'm sorry. I'm not signing away my daughter. Yeah, get up out of there. But Mrs. Dickinson was ready to stay after she met this lady in there who was able to rest all day. She was like, you can rest all day here? The lady was like, yeah. The lady was like, yeah, they treat you so good here. Free food. They clean for you. They plump up your pillows. And all she had to do was act like it was something in the wallpaper. When someone who worked there walked by, Mrs. Dickinson was like, there's something in the wallpaper. And the lady was like, hey, that's my line. Get your own if you want to stay up in here. But she was having second thoughts. She was like, on the other hand, I get to rest. Could you imagine? Nah, girl, I'll just be tired. And also while they were there, Vinny met this woman who lost her man in the war 2 months ago. And that's why she checked into the asylum for bereavement. Vinny asked her what was his name, and she said Joseph Lyman. And that's one of Vinny's exes, but she didn't tell her that. When the girl told her that she was in love with him, but his heart belongs to someone else, some girl named Vinny. And then that's when Vinny started smiling. And then she realized that, hold up now. Joseph is dead, so she started crying right along with the girl. The girl thought she was just being, a good person to her, but she was crying because she lost her man too. And so now Austin and Sue, and Austin was getting the room ready for his new law firm. And Sue walked in and she was like, oh, you real serious about this, huh? And he was like, yeah, what you thought? And yeah, I'm going on with the divorce and I'm planning on getting full custody of the baby. Yeah, I am. And that's when Sue was like, I really wish you wouldn't. I know that we're not a traditional family, but I want you to raise this baby with me. I don't want you to be a cold and distant father like I had. And that's all it took for Austin to forgive her. He was like, okay. But then what's sad is that Austin got a little knock on the door from the mailman. The mailman was like, I'm sorry. And Austin was like, what you sorry for? And I'm thinking, how he know what's in this man's mail? So Austin opens up the envelope in front of him. And when he opens it, oh Lord, guess what it said? He got to go to war. He got drafted. He got to go for 3 years. And that's some real BS, and I'm upset for Austin. I like Austin. He keeps it real. Even if he drunk, he keep it real. And him having to go to war is it's just sad. I don't like this. I don't like the whole situation. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Austin down in the comments. And then we're going to move on to Henry and the regiment. So first off, when Henry walked in the door, Henry was like, you wanted to see me? And then that's when the colonel was like, oh yeah, my brother, come on in. And I said, no, not my brother. He be doing the most. But anyway, he was telling Henry that the regiment needs to do a uniform inspection, and then after they do that, they could probably get recognized and maybe fight in the war with weapons. But when Henry told the regiment this, they was like, nah, that's some BS. Look at our uniforms. We gonna fail again. They didn't even have any real uniforms. But then that's when Henry pulled out his housewife kit. It was like, I know how to sew. I'ma hook y'all up. And so with Henry's help, they pass inspection, and that's when the colonel tells them that a battalion is coming of the Confederates and that there may be violence. And that's when one of the regiments was like, are we going to be able to get weapons? And that's when he was like, we'll see. There's no timeline on that, but I will write a letter. Some more BS. And they told Henry, see, I told you, they always do this to us. So Henry was like, I'm sorry, I didn't listen to you. I'm going to go call him out on his BS. And I can't wait to see the outcome of this. What Henry think he gonna march up in there and do? He is a black man. He gonna give a white man a piece of his mind during that time? Okay, you can better do it in this time. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. But also, Henry did tell the regiment about his wife Betty and how he writes to them every night but doesn't send the letters. He was telling them that it's better off that they forget him because odds are they won't ever see him again. And that he should just keep the memories of them to himself, which is some dark stuff. I think he should send a letter to his wife even though he don't know what to call her anymore is what he's saying. Send her and the daughter a letter. Let the daughter know, you know. But anyway, that's just me. Let me know what y'all think about this episode of Dickinson down in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.